Hi, my name is JPollard. This is RCox. We're doing physical therapy today. We have a 67-year-old female patient with a left hip fracture. For the PT Val and Treat for gait training, we've chosen a walker. We're going to use the modified 3-point gait, and we're just going to be demonstrating how we would get the patient up and out of a wheelchair, walking on a walker, and then back down on the wheelchair in the proper way. So to start off, you would get a gait belt, and you have the patient lean forward.
You'd want to put it through the teeth first, just to make sure it's secure. Make sure that it's not twisted, because that could be uncomfortable. And take up all that slack. And then once it's through there, go ahead and put it through the second loop so that it's locked in place. You can stuff the rest in there. You want it to be tight, kind of snug, but not too tight to where it's uncomfortable. Now that she's secured in the belt, you're going to make sure the wheelchair is set and locked. And then you want to get the feet rest out of the way so that they don't mess with her standing up. Alright, now that those are clear, we'd have the walker placed right in front of her. We would instruct the patient to lean forward in the seat and kind of scoot up a little bit. We don't want her to put her weight fully just to grab on the walker, because it could roll away or she could lose her balance or something. So we want her to do this in a very controlled manner. We would stand on either side or maybe behind the wheelchair if we need to with a larger patient. Don't want the wheelchair to go around. With good body mechanics, you'd want to grab the gait belt. You'd instruct the patient to push off with her arms and to push off on the right leg in this case, which is the unaffected leg, and put more weight on that because she's weight bearing as tolerated. You don't want to put too much weight on the left. So you'd instruct her simply to just push off and then grab, and you'd be there to support. So go ahead and push off with your arms. Now that she's up, once she's standing, you want to make sure that the walker is a good height for the patient so that it's just best for walking. You look at the arms, which is a pretty good indicator. You want it to be about 20 to 30 degrees of elbow flexion. You don't want the arms to be too straight. You don't want her to be bending down too far, have bad posture. You'd also look at the greater trochanter. You want it to be about the same level as that, or maybe just the crease of the wrist. Typically, I just look for the 20 to 30 degrees of elbow flexion because everyone's a little different. So then, now that she's standing, you'll have already demonstrated this for the patient so that she can see and understand. But in this case, you'd want her to use the modified 3-point gait, which would be walker first, then affected leg, unaffected leg. And so it would be like so. In this case, it would be walker, left, right. And for the gait training, you'd want them to walk maybe 100 feet, 50 feet, depends on endurance and how the legs are feeling. But eventually you'd have them turn around, and when you do that, you'd have them turn towards their strong side. So she would turn towards her right, and she would just take small pivoting steps, making sure that most of the weight is on her right leg, and that when she has to stand on her left, that she would keep the weight on the walker. So when she comes back to the wheelchair, you would have her do the same pivot towards her strong side. She would back it up to where her knees are touching the wheelchair. You'd have an aid here to make sure the wheelchair is not going anywhere. And instead of just plopping down, you would have her reach back and grab the armrest first. And then you would be here to help her slowly sit back down comfortably. Now, as far as walkers go, it's real easy if you just set them down like this and you can adjust them. You've got just little push buttons here that go back and forth. Sometimes you might have to get a whole entire new walker. For someone a little taller than myself, I don't think I could use this one. And then for storage, or if you're getting it out of the closet, these little press buttons, just press them, swing them, and it locks. And then when you get out of the closet, you want to make sure it's completely locked and not going in or out for that. I think that's everything. This was the modified 3-point gate on the wall.